Hi you guys, Debbie Lively. Thanks again for coming back to watch another one of my videos. I so appreciate you. You guys, please like, share, comment. I so appreciate it. It goes so far in terms of just helping me to continue to grow my channel when you like and share. So if you could please, if you haven't done that and you're watching this video, if you could please stop and do so. All right, you guys, we're going to talk today about, sorry, I was just eating something. We're going to talk today about haters and kind of what that means, right? Okay, so be with me. I am going to invite the ancestors in. I forgot, I used to try to have my candle lit. Be with me. I'm gonna invite them into the room. Can you guys see it? Yep, you can. All right, so be with me while I invite the ancestors into the room. Okay, you guys. So have you ever thought about yourself as a hater? That's a question. All right. I've never really thought about myself as a hater, but I tell you, this weekend I was in the Black community, predominantly Black community, and I found myself hating people. Like saying negative things like, you know, why is she wearing those pants? You know, why he walking across the street like that? You know, why are so many brothers, you know, standing on the corner? You know, just things that we commonly, you know, some of us may find ourselves saying when we're in a predominantly Black neighborhood. And I found myself doing that. So I never would have categorized myself as a hater, but I was definitely hating some people, you know, when I was there. So I want you to ask yourself, do you ever find yourself like just hating people? Do you ever hear that voice in your head where you're like just being critical and saying negative things about people? Because we do that. And you know what I find with Black people, sometimes us being critical and being all caught up in gossip can be as natural as, you know, backyard barbecues and barbershop talk, right? It's just a natural thing that it seems like it comes natural to Black people that, you know, we can get really involved in like all of this drama, right? And I found myself having this internal drama dialogue when I was driving through the Black community. But what I want, my intention for making this video, and I always try to make now with my videos to have an intention for what, you know, what it is that I'm trying to communicate. And my intention for making this video is for us to begin to see and understand that we have, and I'm going to say this word, and I don't like to hear the word, but it's true. We have programming. Black people, if you look like me, you have skin that look like this, you live in the West, you live pretty much anywhere, even on the continent of Africa, they have programming. We have been brainwashed, and I hate to use that word, but we have this internal programming that we have been taught to really hate and have a disdain for people who look like us, right? And I'm gonna tell you guys, if somebody would have told me this 6 months, a year ago, 2 years ago, that I was brainwashed in any way, I would be like, no, you know, you're tripping. I am not brainwashed, right? I'm an educated woman. I have 2 degrees. But I'm gonna tell you, the divine and the ancestors have shown me my programming in so many ways. And even when I was driving through the community and I heard myself saying these things about these people, you know, I understood this is the programming that I've been taught to hate and say negative things about people who look like me, right? Sorry, I'm getting so hot. And we all have, if we live in the West, because here's the thing, you guys, we are Africans. African by our DNA, living in European societies. No matter where you are, if you're in, you know, Canada, you're in London, you're here, you're an African living in a European society. And what has happened with Africans living in European societies, even on the continent of Africa, because they've been, you know, imperialism has taken place there too. So they also have indoctrination and brainwashing. But we have this African DNA that's living in this European society, and this European society has taught us through all of this media, you know, it's brainwashed our parents who have taught us, you know, just in everywhere we're taught to hate ourselves, right? To have a disdain for people who look like us. And because we have internalized that, we operate in society and in all these clandestine ways that it shows up, right? Like me, I'm just driving in my car and I'm just hearing myself saying all of these negative things about people. And I'm like, where is this coming from? You know, I consider myself a woke person. And I'm gonna tell you, when you're a woke person, the only difference between you and another person is that you become aware of the things that you think, right? So I saw myself, thinking these things. And I had to come back and ask myself, okay, Debbie, why are you thinking these things? And that's when the divine started talking to me and started telling me, this is programming. This is programming, and showing me how this programming permeates every part of my life. And it does for you too, whether you realize it or not. Because I'm telling you, if somebody had told me this 6 months, a year, 2 years ago that I was programmed, I'm like, no, I'm an educated woman. Ain't nobody programmed me except for myself, right? But that's not the case. We're programmed to hate ourselves, right? So I would say this, my intention again is to understand that you have been programmed. But the second step is, once you realize that, to begin to pull up out of that. So it's one, to acknowledge that you're programmed. And if you choose to be a woke person at a higher level, or think at a higher consciousness, then you got to see that once you see the programming, that it's not optional for you to continue to behave that way or continue to think that way. That is if you want to be a higher level thinking person. But if you just like getting caught up in gossip, and many of us do, because, we just keeping it real, sometimes gossip just feels good, right? However, if you want to be a higher level conscious thinking person, right, where you can begin to chime in and hear the things that the divine is telling you, you got to operate on a higher level, right? So I make this video to say is that you have to, well, not you have to, but we need to, as a forward-thinking people, to become aware of our programming and begin to pull up out of it. Because if we don't, we are just like white people who discriminate against us. You might as well have a white face if you're saying all these negative things about your brother and sister, because you're operating, under the same guise with the same kind of mentality, right? Because you've been programmed. So I pray, it is my desire that we as a people will begin to operate on a higher level and stop being so involved in all the gossip and saying negative things about Black and brown people. All right. So that's all I want to say. I saw something in myself. I thought I would come here and share it. Because my goal on this channel really is to help us to be higher level thinking people, conscious people, and that, the race of Black people will rise up out of, so many of the things, the negative things that confront us. Okay. So I like to end my talk. Oh, you guys, please like, share, comment. And I like to end my talks by saying Ashe. All right. You guys have a great day. Bye.